October had arrived on the island of Sodor, and all the engines were pulling their trains and delivering their goods. Halloween was just around the corner, and everyone was celebrating, with children dressing up in ghostly costumes and going out at night to trick and treat. As the day came to a close, all the engines were at the sheds. They were telling ghost stories to each other. "Does anyone know the legend of Shrieking Tom?" Edward began. "The legend has it that when he was cleaning the roof of this very shed, he tumbled down and fell to his death. Unfortunately, he did not survive the fall. The legend has it when the moon is fat, you can hear his terrifying screams as he falls to his doom." "Ooh!" The engines shivered. Gordon scoffed. "What a stupid story," he said. "Ghosts aren't real. Only a complete fool would believe such nonsense." "Why do you have to spoil everything, Gordon?" moaned Percy. "We're only having fun." "I'm not spoiling anything," said Gordon. "I'm just saying how it is." The engines didn't even bother to argue with Gordon. Trying to talk sense into him was like talking to a brick wall. That night, Gordon was coasting along the line of the late-night express to Vickerstown. He was still thinking about Edward's ghost story. "Honestly," he thought, "that engine must be going weird in the funnel. There's no such thing as ghosts." Suddenly, there was a large bump, and Gordon came to a stop. "Oh!" Gordon stumbled. "What happened?" "Someone must have pulled the emergency cable," his driver sighed. "I'll go and check." His driver jumped down and went to the coach that the cable had been pulled from. There was no one in there. "Hey?" his driver said, puzzled. His driver jumped back into Gordon's cab. "Surprisingly, no one was in the carriage where the cable was pulled from," the driver told the fireman. "It must be a faulty cable. We'll note it at Vickerstown. Off you go, Gordon. We can continue." With a whoosh of steam, Gordon started away. That morning, all the engines had heard of Gordon's little incident. "I don't think it was a faulty cable," said Henry. "Maybe it was a ghost." "Nonsense!" Gordon replied. "There's no such thing." "Whoa!" moaned Henry. "The ghost is coming to get you." The engines laughed. "Shut up!" Gordon shouted. "You're just being silly." "Or am I?" Henry chuckled and puffed away. "Poof, stupid engine," Gordon muttered. "Crew may have sorted his firebox, but it sure didn't fix his cheekiness." That night, Gordon was at Vickerstown, having arrived with the last train there. He had to take the empty coaches back to Knapford. The signal went green, and Gordon departed. Gordon sped along the line. He looked at the trees as he passed them. The night made them form into weird and scary shapes. Gordon didn't think much of them. Just as they passed the signal box, there was a large bump, and the train came to a stop. "Again?" the driver said. "They said they had fixed that carriage." Gordon looked back at his train to see what was going on. It was then he saw it. A faint, white, ghostly figure walked out of one of the empty coaches and across the tracks. Over the wall before disappearing. "It's a ghost!" Gordon yelped. "A ghost, I tell you!" "What are you on about?" his driver asked. "We have to go now!" Gordon yelled. "If you say so," the driver said, and Gordon sped away as fast as he could. That morning, Gordon backed onto his morning train. James passed him on the left platform. "Will you spot anything strange today?" James cheekily said. Gordon ignored him. "Look out for the ghosts!" Percy laughed as he left with his passenger train. "Perhaps you would like to meet Shrieking Tom?" Edward asked. "I'm sure you'd get on with him greatly." Gordon sighed in defeat and departed with his train. Sometimes being a killjoy wasn't the best of decisions.